the next 15 minutes I'll walk you through our journey to customers, how we have been able to make the IT as agile as a business. I'll walk you through our journey and few case studies of a few customers and what kind of impact we have made. Before we understand, get into our solution, I just want to take a look at this one. We are talking about technology all the way, right? We want to rapidly grow. We started with mainframes, then we went to PCs, smartphones, IoTs. What have we done? Today, this was the second largest reservoir in Australia. As while we stand with floods in Kerala and rest of India, there's hardly any water there. And what have we done to the environment in the name of technology, in the name of innovation? Our current generation, what has it done? If you look at the graph on the right side from 1970 to till today, Earth, Mother Nature, recycles, reuses every piece of thing. It's like water, earth, and air. But unfortunately, the smartest creatures on Earth, the so-called human beings, have done immense damage. Today, as we stand here today, this year on 1st of August, we consumed all the natural resources which could have been recycled by Earth. That means we are consuming 1.7 times the resources, natural resources which are recycled by Earth. Sooner or later we need a Mars to go to. And what have we done as technologists? Let us look at what kind of impact we have made in terms of damaging the ecosystem and the environment with the so-called technology and how we can prevent it, right? The world today consumes almost 22,000 terawatt hours of energy. That's the kind of energy you consume. But slowly, we all thought about automobiles, we thought about airplanes, aircraft industry, airline industry as the polluting. No, unfortunately, the number one polluting industry today is IT. We generate so much of, every time you click on a smartphone with a device, somewhere a nuclear plant or a thermal plant is running somewhere producing energy for you. And what's the impact? We spend, we generate millions and billions of tons of CO2, which is very, very harmful to nature. And in the equivalent terms, is about 191 million cars driven for a year. That's the kind of quietly and unknowingly we are all culprits in this technology game. And to undo this damage, we need to grow billions and billions of trees, which we are not doing today. We are only damaging, destroying it, right? And how do we get over these things? I think Vigyanlabs was started with the aim to provide clean and green solutions. Myself and Vatsa started this in 2008. Actually, we didn't know that what we will be doing, but we said we'll do something clean and green to solve some of the energy problems in the world today. We spent a lot of time in HP, IBM, and Dell, two of us. And it's also in Aadhaar, the first phase of Aadhaar, when we were designing and building the data centers. We saw a huge amount of energy footprint that woke up our this thing. It was like a sort of a call to action to us, saying that something is happening here. We are seeing in front of the eyes. We are part of these assets. And again, we have a suite of products for data centers and for again optimizing energy in the buildings. In the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through this suite of products, the kind of impact we have done, and what kind of impact you as an organization, as the users of IT, can contribute really. As we stand here today, totally, we have our solution runs on 4.87 million devices around the world. What is the impact it has made? We have saved enough energy to power all homes in Goa for 2 years. And every small piece of it adds it together. And just to tell you, sir, I heard from SBI, you just talked about the marketing. One of the things, in these 2 years of Goa's energy consumption, sir, your company has contributed about 1 month of energy saving for the state of Goa itself. Thank you for that. And each and every company here, this list, and there are many more on the pipeline who have helped us to save this much of energy and contribute to the sustainability. I just walk you through a series of products we have built and how it has helped. One, we started initially with the personal computing infrastructure because there are 2 billion PCs out there. So what can you do with energy saving on 2 billion PCs, right? If we have to save power on all the 2 billion PCs in the world today, Just on 4.87 million PCs, we are able to power Goa for 2 years. But we can actually power the most of the country in India by just saving energy on these 2 billion PCs. That's the kind of impact we make. So we use the current trend of artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, analytics to optimize energy consumption in a PC, and that's how we are able to save huge amount of power. Right? So we have millions of devices around the world, PCs running our software, and we are able to save almost 100 units of power per PC per year. It's a huge impact. And enormous impact. The energy saved on a PC per year, a single PC per year, is equal to growing 2 trees. So if we save 4.8 million devices, we're almost saving 9 million, is equal to planting 9 million trees a year. Each of you with a smartphone or a PC or tablet can contribute substantially, because it's like every drop of water adds to something. Right? Another side of sustainability I want to talk about. Majority in the world, the energy is generated using coal and nuclear power plants. Although we talk about solar and wind, they are very, very minuscule today. And what is so important about these power plants? Each kilowatt of energy, each unit of energy produced by these power plants, you need 95 liters of water. Can you imagine? When you go back home, please think about it. Unwanted lights to turn off. Even 1 unit of power saved is equivalent to saving 95 liters of fresh water. And if we all save, do a little bit to the nature, I think, we can make a life secure for our children and grandchildren and generations to come. So when we started working on the personal computing infrastructure, again, totally the personal computing, the PCs in the world consume about 600 terawatt hours of energy. India as a country, we consume 1400 terawatt hours. That means the total energy consumed by the PCs is almost half of India's energy. Similarly, data centers, all the data centers in the world are consuming close to 600 terawatts of energy, and it's increasing, right? Every 1,000 mobile phones you sell, you add a server at the back end, right? Every 100 PCs you buy, you actually add a server. So this is really, although we are going to the cloud, there's a huge amount of servers, Amazons, Googles of the world, your enterprise are adding in the back end, and they are growing. Once upon a time, we talked about every time we create a technology, we create a new problem. We solve part of it, we leave the rest of it. Let's say I have solved my problem, let somebody else come and solve the next problem. We don't solve everything end to end, like what Mother Nature does today, right? So we had a lot of servers, we created this so-called virtualization technology. Consolidate, okay, we consolidate servers. What we forgot to do is we created a sprawl of VMs, hundreds and thousands of VMs everywhere in the organization. They're running everywhere. Even God doesn't know what VMs are doing what, where. So one of the challenges we saw from customers is hundreds and thousands of VMs. So easy to create a VM, so easy to spun a VM on the cloud. We have created dozens and thousands and billions of them around the world. Once it's created, it's there for life, it keeps running. And they all consume energy, resources. So we look at this problem, and we have worked with a lot of customers in North America and Europe. So we have hundreds and thousands of servers. One of our customers has over 40,000. Imagine 40,000 servers, 10 VMs each, 40,000 VMs. Huge. So what we do is based on big data. Yeah. So again, we use the power of big data, machine learning, AI to understand the usage of these machines, and it's just not about understanding CPU, memory, network I/O. There's a complex set of parameters we analyze and predict. Based on this analytics, we are able to create a new concept called the utilization index, which exactly tells you these are the virtual machines are being used today, these are hardly being used, these are the ones which are never going to be used. This gives we provide a powerful tool to the administrator to actually decide which VMs can be shut down, when, where, and why, how, and then and there are multiple benefits, right? You save on the licensing of the VMs, you save hardware, you save power. At the same time, we also actually help you understand the power usage by every application wise. Right from the energy source, your income to the data center, to your PDUs, to the UPS, to the servers, to all the way, from the sink to the source, right? We go all the way, help you look at the energy consumption, help you optimize all the way, and which gives you multiple benefits in terms of energy, in terms of rationalizing applications, capping the load on the rack, optimizing UPS usage, capacity planning, and multiple benefits and so on. Moving on next. Why stop at data center? Energy is everywhere, just as we are running here. A lot of places, people do, this is the solution we invented by doing a lot of energy audits. We found every time we do an energy audit, we found a lot of discrepancies in the building or a data center, where would we go? But audits you can do only once in a year, once or twice a year, it's very expensive. But by the time you audit, by the time you go to the next audit, your scenario would have changed, you have bought new equipment would have failed, and so on. So we have built this, again, a smart, intelligent platform which can actually capture energy data, real-time data from all these smart meters and do a lot of analysis and again run AI machine learning, find out faults. Just to say, if you just look at the example here, a lot of spikes there. This again a data taken from one of the buildings where we have deployed our solution. We found out that one of the buildings, one of the air conditioners the motors was bad. Nobody knew because we are always used to look at the end of the month and it's gone higher, low. But unless you run deep analytics to find out the current spikes, the voltage, and you'll never be able to figure out issues. If we can figure out the motor had failed, it was easy to fix the motor, but nobody had data. So with deep kind of analytics, we were able to analyze and help you fix the equipment faults. Second case was a UPS. A UPS charging unit had failed. Nobody knew. So by running deep analytics, we were able to identify the UPSs where the chargers had failed, replace it. It just costed a few hundred rupees to replace the charging unit, but the energy saved was enormous, the leakage. Like this, we have been able to figure out harmonics, phase imbalance. One of the customers, the three-phase data center energy, the server data, the load was not balanced across three phases. They were leaking around 35 amperes for energy in the neutral. Once we were able to run analytics and figure out, we were able to say huge amount of energy. So what we see is this is again a solution which does real-time analytics of energy data from various meters in buildings. So sitting in one place, any city, an office, if you have these meters installed on all your offices, you can do a real-time analytics, find out energy usage pattern, equipment failures, do prediction, what is likely to go wrong, and cut your energy cost significantly. And what else you could do? Again, as a piece of software sits on various kinds of assets, desktops, laptops, servers, printers. What we found is that very often, how do you make a decision to buy a kind of an equipment? Sometimes hindsight, sometimes vendors come and tell you, hey, buy this thing, it's the best thing. And while trying to save energy and optimizing, we have found out there's so much information we have already had there. Example, a battery usage, fan speed, temperature, health of various components. So using this data and analytics, we're able to tell you what's the health of your equipment, endpoint or a server, when is it likely to fail. Example, if fan is not working, heat is high, server is likely to fail next couple of days, can you fix this thing? Your battery is starting to drain out. Maybe next 3 months, 5,000 laptops of HP 360 will need a replacement. So we are able to use this analytical data from your assets and give you back the information, very insightful analytics to make an informed decision about what kind of assets you need to buy, when you need to repair, what needs repair, what needs attention. Just for example, just to give you an example of a PC, right? An FPC. Your fan fails, your PC doesn't break. Slowly your motherboard starts getting heated. After 3-4 months down the line, your PC one day will blow off, your SFPs will blow off. But we can tell you right today itself that your fan has failed, your PC is likely to fail in next month or so. So we are able to help you to take a preventive actions and save a lot of money for organizations. Again, just like while we are tracking energy and power, we look at every component, a DIMM module, a USB port, a controller, a chip. So any change in the hardware configuration, we can send you an alert. From a security point of view, you can look at any tampering has happened to your asset, a printer, a server, a desktop, you can get to know immediately. Yeah, just like again, while looking at assets, we look at the printer usage, the paper usage. We can give you a slice and dice of the energy consumption due to the wastage of paper. Identify printers which could be repurposed, rearranged across branches in a bank, which are heavily used, which are lightly used. There's a whole plethora of information about assets which can help you. Again, our purpose is to look at sustainability, environment, and look at your IT costs. Whenever you want to procure a new set of equipment, you can tell you these are the kinds of equipment, these set of usage patterns, for this set of usage patterns, these set of equipment you need. And we can make an informed decision by the right kind of assets will refresh your hardware and save a lot of money. Yeah. So what I want to leave you is, as a technologist, we start with, the PC revolution created billions and millions, the mobile revolution created billions, IoT revolution is going to create trillions of IT assets. We are going to create huge amounts of e-waste, and so being a burden on the society and the environment, I request you to come and join this revolution. Let's make a future brighter for our generations to come. Our forefathers gave us a very beautiful environment, earth to live, and what are we leaving for our children and the grandchildren to look forward? I think it's all our duty and responsibility to make sure we have a safe and a sound environment other than the bank balance for our children to bank upon. Thank you.